Plan B makes me think of doxyprep.
Hello to whoever you are, wherever you may be listening, and welcome to This Is Your Moment podcast, hosted by TiYM Network.
Welcome to This Is Your Moment podcast. Hey, ladies.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
We are here today to have a candid conversation among Black women. I am your host, Kennedy Loman. I'd like you to tell me about yourselves.
Well, my name is Mariah. I'm originally from Florida. I moved to Georgia about 5 years ago. I am a mother of 3, and that basically sums up my life, because if you're a parent, then you know you got a busy life.
But you tell them you're a mother of 3 what?
Oh, I got all boys, baby.
Baby.
Oh,
All boys.
yeah, you got a job.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you do.
Well, I'm Queen Hatcher Johnson. I don't know what to say about me except for by way of South Carolina, by way of New York, by way of, I guess, all of the Southeast, I ended up in Georgia, and I've been here for 15 years. That's about it.
And that's so interesting because I'm from Georgia, but I tried to go other places, it didn't last. I went to, Alabama lasted because I was in school. But when I went to Maryland, and I was like, you know what? I'm just a Southern girl. I'm going to not try ice because me and snow, we don't mix. So I said, let me go back to the South.
Okay.
So
Maryland is considered just, it's not the South.
the Deep South.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying in the Deep South.
Okay.
We don't have snow. Global warming are giving us tornadoes and floods, and I'm looking at a little like, where we going next? Like I'm gonna have to paddle somewhere else away. So that's a big thing. I am going to throw out a word, and you gotta tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I say this word, okay?
You sure you want that?
Yes. You already know how we get. Nah, Queen, come on. You know how we cut
I
up.
know, but I don't want to get too dirty,
Let's go. Don't sisters be talking about anything. Okay, we talk about anything, so ain't no shyness. Eggplant.
Penis.
Girl.
I knew that was probably gonna be it. Snatched.
My waist.
Yes. Yes. And she said she a mama 3, and look at his body, still giving. You know what? I'm trying to be like that. It's okay. Sugar daddy.
Sugar daddy. Oh my God. Generational wealth.
Baby. And that's what we is looking for in life, right? Because I could use a little bit. I'm going to get a little crazy sex toys.
I mean, hey, when you need it.
Listen, and that's what I need our sisters to do. I don't use those, and I don't think, hey, look how the world turned up when that Rose came out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We made them a lot of money.
Yeah, dependable, I guess.
Baby, we made them and a lot of women were happy. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so now we're going to get into the conversation. And I want y'all to be open, honest, and have fun with it because we sisters and we need the world to know. Okay? How has the conversation around HIV and women changed through the years?
Honestly, what changed for me is moving here because it wasn't really talked about until I came across you. You actually helped me open up and talk about it. Like, where I'm from, it's more like a ill will type of thing. And that's how I thought of myself, honestly, because it was always down talked. But when I met you, you actually motivated me to say, okay, yeah, I'm still that bitch.
And you is. Okay.
So, I mean, that's what changed for me is moving here, I'm able to talk about it.
I like that.
Oh, how has it changed? I think it's moving in the correct direction. I think that we can say words that we couldn't say before. Like we have identities that we could use, even though sometimes it feels like we're pushing back, we're going backwards. But it has changed to try to be more inclusive. We're not quite there yet, because at the forefront of the HIV is always same-gender loving males. That is always at the forefront. Mm-hmm. They leave women I guess I would say not even second, maybe third or fourth, because I don't know who's second.
Right.
I think the HIV conversation is the head of it is MSM, well, same gender loving men. And then you go into prevention, which is same gender loving men, which is PrEP. And then you start talking about HIV for women, you know, on both spectrums. So yeah, I think it's gotten better, but we still need to keep pushing the needle. I think we need to have the conversation amongst ourselves and get united on what we're going to, what our fight is going to be, versus just different attacking on different angles.
And that's what we do need. Like, we have the conversations when we're not on a camera, when we don't have a mic. Why can't we have these conversations often? My friends, I'm gonna tell you, I'm the one to talk about sex because I'm like, y'all having it, I ain't even having it. You know, it's just like, I mean, it's just,
Not by yourself, I ain't having
you know. So I just be trying to motivate the people who are having it. Yeah, listen, you know.
I get it every night, baby.
Buddha. Goddamn. I'm gonna get back that one though. Yeah.
Well, I guess if you consider, self-pleasure sex, then I guess.
Okay, we can agree. Then I'm with you on that one. Then okay, that's where the sex toys come in and then help and work. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah. And
But then you think about, when listening to you say that, I think about every movement, every successful movement from the civil rights on forward. It wouldn't have been successful without Black women. It never would have been successful without Black women. So if we can be successful on those forefronts, then I think HIV and prevention and all of the components of it should be a no-brainer for us. So we should lead this movement and be on the forefront and allow our brothers and whoever they are to support us, on the back end.
Well, and that leads me to another good conversation then. How do we get them to support us? Because we support our brothers. We have their back. We're there for them. Our brothers don't show up like that for us. I am very glad that a part of the TiYM network that I'm a part of, that we go out and do things. I can't open a door. I can't put in on a tab. They be like, we got it. Stop. Don't do that. They'll never let me go alone. Actually did go somewhere with somebody and the person got threatened very, very deeply to say if she don't come back the same way that she left here.
That's good. That's the kind of support we need.
Yeah, but we don't have it often. So how can we get them to step up and
stop asking, stop waiting, and demand it? Yeah, demand it on the forefront. Stop asking, stop waiting, stop being so docile, and stop being those women that are to be seen and not heard. Yeah. If we're going to be labeled angry women or angry Black women, I'm going to live up to that standard. I'm not going to be angry. I'm going to be passionate about what my desires are as far as HIV and prevention and care.
Listen, you just really fuel something in me then because, I'm a disruptor. And I'm okay with that. And they call me like she got an attitude, she nasty. No. I be direct because if you go back and look at anything that I said, did I lie?
Right.
I'm bringing you facts. So you might not like the fact that I'm not closed-mouthed and I'm not. So what you said yesterday don't match up with what you're saying today, and I just want to make sure we're having this conversation. So thank you, because now I'm going to stand up in these meetings and be like, so when are y'all going to support me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. We should go together.
Us, sisters, women. When are y'all going to support us? Okay. So at the next whatever community and I stand up, I'm going to just tell all the sisters stand up. What different ways would we suggest that people help us and stand up for us?
I would say what first came to my mind, even though I don't attend church, I believe that churches, I think that the mothers boards, the sisters, the ushers, all of those people, we need to tap into them because what comes to mind is, okay, church is a place, it's like a hospital, right? But it also has a daycare. So people in church are having sex, right?
Right.
So the conversation around sex shouldn't be so taboo and we shouldn't tiptoe around it. We should be able to go into, I don't want to say the Sunday service. I want to get there to the Sunday service where it's common. But initially, I think we should have those conversations on, I guess, whatever. Because I don't know, I don't go to church, so I'm going to say Sunday school. I don't know if that's appropriate for us to talk to people or wait until after church and have the conversation with the Bible study. Yeah. That's one way, I think.
I mean, I'm honestly not sure on that of where I'm from. Because we didn't have like little groups that we have here where we can meet up and have a girls talk or a group talk about things like that. So maybe if where I'm from, if they did have someone bold enough, shoot, it might even be me. I might go back to Florida and put my face on it and say, hey,
Shake it up.
like, we need this conversation. I'm young. It's a lot of young people out here. Like, it needs to be taken care of. It needs to be addressed. And, you know, I'm here to talk to y'all and, you know, lead the way. Like, somebody has to do it.
Yeah. I got one more, Ken. I got to say this. I got to say this because of what traditions and language and all of this stuff. I think we need the I want to say YNs, but I don't want to say YNs. We need to reach there. We need to reach there. We need the hood folks. I was gonna say hood something else, but we need to get into the hoods and stop making it so stigmatized about real talk about real. We talk about dealing drugs. We talk about all of this. We talk about smoking weed, but we do not talk about the barriers, the social, economical, whatever. I can't. Yes, we don't talk about those things. Why are those not regular conversations? We can tell you about who's gonna release what album on what day and all of this, when the shoe's gonna be out, but you cannot tell me where the local HIV testing clinic is. You cannot tell me that. Yeah, so I think that's another demographical group of people we should tap into.
And so I have two also, is that invite them to the table. Guess what? We having a board meeting. Let's bring y'all to this board meeting because y'all might have better ideas that'll help and pull us together too. So come to the table with us and help us plan events, and then you'll see too, like, you know what? Hey, we got that. We'll do the decorating. You know, we'll come in and move the tables and chairs and set up for you all. You know, anything to help and assist and to show unity, because we are all family, to show unity. Right. And then I think too that because of the barrier a lot of times between cisgender women, transgender women, we need to be showing up together. Like, baby, who you talk to? I know you ain't talking to my cis queen like that, because like, hold on, you know what? Oh, I ain't want to go to jail, you know. But
Shoes
so you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. And so that too was like us standing up and joining in these spaces, and they looking like, well, dang, wait, they always together. They do. I want to get in on that, you know, and help. Oh, so I think showing that unity and strength too on that battle is pivotal in this fight against HIV/AIDS, and also prevention. You know, because I want to stop it before I have to tell the next sister she HIV positive. Or to say, welcome to our group where you'll receive love and care. No, I want to stop it to where she go, and they be like, all right, it's negative, girl. I'm sending your prescription or your next dose of PrEP. It's sent to your pharmacy already, girl. Because CVS, right? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
So Kennedy, I'm glad that you said that about cis and trans women presenting together, unified, to make sure that people see that it's not a competition. It's not you before me, because if you win, I lose. But if we can win together. That's what I'm trying to say. We can win together because people don't usually see that, because we're always pinned against each other, because one trans woman will say, well, you know, cis women, blah, 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 or on that caveat. And it's not even about that. It's not about how you show up. It's about if you show up. Yeah.
The thing that gets me, so I don't use pronouns. And I feel like that's my right. I just asked you to call me Kennedy. You know, you told me to call you Queen, so I'm going to call you Queen. But I'll get a lot of, that stigmatizing, or, she must talk about us behind the closed doors and stuff since she don't like pronouns. No, that is my right and just what I want to do. It is nothing to nobody, because everybody know, if you need Kennedy, baby, I'm there. What you need, baby? You need help. You need somebody to listen to you. And so those types of things too, even with sometimes when I'm in spaces of mixed population, and it's just sometimes I feel like why they keep looking at me like that? Like what? I just walked in the room like, hey y'all, like dang, I'm not supposed to be in the room. Right. Like
when I get that look, I just feel like, you know, they think I'm bad.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
and it, you know,
Yeah,
it
you
don't
gotta
bother
shift
me
that
neither,
energy.
but
Yeah, you gotta
I
shift
get
that
the mad
energy.
black angry woman all the
They ain't talk
time.
about me, cause who?
Oh no, they probably are because you something to talk about. You know
Baby,
what I'm saying?
is. And so
And if you ain't talked about, you ain't doing enough.
that.
So
Right.
that's what they told me. And you know what I tell people? My family loud. So, baby, if I get loud and excited like this, then, baby, that's just my generation, my family. Like, ain't no attitude or nothing, and I'm direct. Everybody else is thinking it, so guess what? I'm going to put it on the table and say it. Because while we finna go whisper, when we leave this meeting in 30 minutes, when we could have had this whole conversation with everybody in the room, I don't have time for it. What would me as a cisgender woman say to another cisgender woman that doesn't view trans women as a woman? And I'd be like, baby, God created her, right? So who am I to tell her what she is and what she want to be? That is not my fight. I love people. Queen, I love you. You know I love you. Okay, I love the queen here. I gotta go speak to queen. So we all in this battle together because, no offense, we all out here looking for the same. You know, you said you want to say, you know, I ain't, but we all out here looking for the same thing. So if we can help each other out, I'm for it because you know it's hard out here in the Atlanta dating pool. But it's just that's not my battle. And so I love people because, you know, you said you're not in the church, but raised Southern Baptist. And one good thing is that you love others as you love yourself, the Bible says. And so I love no matter what. You can hate me, you can talk about me, and I might have to love you from afar then because I don't want you to catch these hands. But I still love you, okay? And so that would be my thing. Like, don't judge. Get to know. You don't know what you could learn or the friendship or sisterhood that you can get from that. Have a conversation.
yeah, I don't ever judge. That's always been me. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I remember being little. They used to ask me, what do I identify myself as in skin color? My mom is white. I walked around telling people I was white. My mom is white.
Right.
They was like, your skin's not white. Okay, but my mom is. So, I mean, you can't judge me. Cause how you gonna tell me I'm not white? My mom is white. So, I mean, growing up, I was learned to never judge. So,
Yeah.
I mean, take you as you are.
I think on the opposite spectrum for trans women who see cis women in a different light, it's because I think it's all based on assumptions and presumptions. We assume things without having any kind of conversation around whatever the topic might be. What is that barrier? If that comes to mind, let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. If I walk in and I say, oh, you know, I don't think Kennedy liked me, or Kennedy don't see me, she don't see my womanhood. Let me go to Kennedy and find out. Maybe Kennedy don't think like that. Maybe Kennedy, I'm making assumptions based on maybe previous experience, unresolved trauma, you know. So I would tell trans women to stop making assumptions, and not all women, so we don't all have to get along. We don't all have to have a kumbaya. We just have to unify on whatever our goal is. That's it. We do not have to unify. If we're honest with each other, and I know you know this, and you know it as well, like systemically we all basically here in this Atlanta pool, we basically sleep with the same people. We're having sex with the same people. So why can't we talk about that? You know what? There's been times with some trans women that I've sat down and because I'm on dating apps, right? And we'll sit down and we'll look at that and we'll compare notes. And guess what?
Like he was in your DMs too.
9 out of 10 of them are in the same DMs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think that's what we need to do, sit down and have conversations. If I walk into a room and I don't usually navigate to the trans side of the room, I'm going over here with the women because I want to know what it is keeping us on these separate spectrums of this area, in this room. What is keeping us divided? And I'm going to walk back and forth. It's a volley for me because I love everybody, but I love some people differently.
I like it. And you honestly made me see like how you stressed about maybe the trauma experiences because I had a good conversation with you and you made me see that and I was like, okay, I can see that. You know, so you might feel a little because of some same gender loving men and like their mom hurt. And so, you know, I'm kind of the mama bear, even though sometimes I'm the youngest in the room, but you know, Queen, I know you was sick last week. I'm glad to see you sick. How you feeling? You feeling better? You good? Okay, and you know, I might be like, you know, Mariah, the baby, has he sleeping at night now? You good, sis? Because that's just me. And I did get one of my MSM brothers that was like, you know, I don't like the mama in. And they said this in a room for another thing that we were having, and afterwards I pulled to the side and said, is that what I do to you when I'm checking on you and trying to see how, you know? He was like, yeah, sometimes it's like that. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm genuinely just concerned and a helpful person because that's how I was raised. And so it just took a conversation. I'm so sorry, you know, and I make sure, you know, I'll let you come, you know, man, I was just so tired last week, or I thought I had my next boo, but dang, he didn't want to be my boo. You know, it's all about conversation. That's my big word nowadays. We don't talk. I ain't talking about through no text message, not talking about through no social media post. Like, no, sit down and have a conversation, because through social media and texts, you might get a different tone, and you be like, yo, you all right over there? Because I felt like you got a little snappy.
Why
So,
you writing in all caps?
you know, so, and then people interpret certain emojis different too, so, you know, that's a whole nother thing, but yeah. So, so this is good conversation. Yes. Okay. In what ways do you feel as though stigma towards status and gender identifying is impacting on your well-being or mental health?
You could take it first.
I think stigma is very heavy, right? I'm on this journey to being 60. If I allow stigma to impact this journey as I have done in my earlier age, then I think that the lived experiences that life has given to me hasn't taught me anything. I don't allow stigma to impact my life or my health, and I try to make sure that I try to destigmatize my language, my environment, any room that I'm in, and then I'll always try to make people knowledgeable about stigmatizing language that they're using, you know, that can isolate people, that can shelter people, that can keep people out of any kind of care, HIV care, any kind of health care that a person may need. So stigma don't really bother me. Me and stigma, we got to understand that we good. We good.
And so for me, I'm almost at 9 years of living with, and I went through and I did the work for me. I went to therapy, you know, I addressed those issues that I felt I had growing up, or, you know, like, dang, Lord, me, HIV, why? And so I did the work for me. And so stigma, and if a hater come, I just be like, oh, okay. Like, you pay my mortgage? Because if you pay my mortgage this month, we can have a conversation. I don't think you pay my mortgage, so baby, I don't care. And then on the other end, though, I do hate the dating pool. Because, you know, having to disclose and like, oh, no, I can't deal with that. And it's like, dang, you thought this was a good person to be able to, you was going to kick it with and maybe y'all can move. And it's like, oh, no, I can't deal with that. And it's like, dang. That's the only thing that really gets me down about stigma, is that people don't believe the science and the knowledge of that. If I'm undetectable, I will not transmit my HIV virus to you.
They're uneducated about it.
Yeah, and some don't want to believe it, though, because I can send you the scientific articles, baby. I mean, this is CDC published data. You trusted that CDC data with that COVID shot, or when you had to get them extra doses for that gonorrhea, you trusted the CDC knowledge then. But now you don't trust it. Oh, okay. And then it was funny because a few weeks ago I was out at an outreach event talking to a nice lady, and she was telling us, you know, her history of HIV. Brother died. It wasn't his HIV though. Complications during the surgery, and she was like, "Yeah, but my husband, like, you know, he don't like that. If any of our friends come to the house who are HIV positive, you know, he throw away the dishes, he throw away the plates, he throw away the cups." And I said, "Ma'am, we're in 2025. She said, I tried to tell him. And then husband came over to the night. Why you sitting over here? And we're having a good conversation. That's why she's sitting here. Husband sat down to talk to us. And y'all, I told him, I said, if I wasn't as strong in my journey, And knowing what I know, I said, you would make me not want to take my medication. You would make me not go to the doctor anymore. I would probably be back in that corner somewhere crying and just waiting to die. And he was like, well, no, I don't say this to them. You don't, but guess what? Not everybody tells you that they're HIV positive. HIV ain't got a face.
I'm going to go back to your little thing that you just said, how it doesn't have a face. But to me, it was an up and down battle up until about 5 years ago when I met you. Because, like, I'm 31 years old. I was born with it. I had it all my life. So it's like, I wasn't told until I was like 14, 15, around that age. So it's like, I've always heard people talking about it and saying how nasty it is, people can get it and this and that. And, you know, I never put my little input in it. I didn't know I had it, first of all. But, I mean, when I found out, when it was finally told to me, I don't know why it was so late. I'm already a teenager. It kind of took me on a little battle, like, dang, like, I got this, so I'm going to die. Like, I kept questioning my mom about it. How did this happen? Why did this happen to me? But it's just like, you know, it wasn't her fault. But I did try counseling over the years. To me, I don't feel like it helped me. How can this person sit here and tell me about my life, of something that I'm living with, that you're not even living with it? So to me, it didn't help. What helped me with my mental health is, honestly, I feel like me. You got to train your mind. You got to have mind control over this shit, because it's just like, if you let it take over you, then who the hell are you? So you got to know who you are. You got to control it. Like, I don't know if y'all understand where I'm coming from, but it's just like, if you don't have it, you can't tell me about it.
Right.
So how it was, my business got put out on social media from a friend. All these years, my little corner that I hung around with, all these people who knew me, where I grew up at, y'all didn't know I had it, but y'all talked about it. Not knowing, damn, like, I'm finna go home and cry about this shit, because if they find out about me, they're not gonna want to be friends with me. But once it got put out there, and most of the people, they don't mess with me, but the ones that been in my corner 100%, they're just like, you know what, it is what it is. You still my girl, you been real, you got a heart, this and that. Like, we still rocking with you. So, I mean, like, you gotta be careful what you say and how you say it, because you never know. Like, it doesn't have a face, like.
And you see, that made me think, because in the beginning, and my background is in science, I stigmatized myself, though. I was like, oh, people gonna say I'm a hoe. They gonna say I'm nasty. Nobody gonna wanna marry me. I'm not gonna be able to have kids. I was just like, oh my God.
I didn't even get a chance at none of that. So it's just like, how can y'all say I'm a hoe? How can y'all say I'm nasty? How can y'all say I'm an addict? How can y'all say I'm this and that? Where was my chance? I got dealt this hand.
Right.
So.
Right. That's a good one.
You know, we had this conversation is taking me down memory lane, because when I started, I said about stigma doesn't affect me, but it does. Because working in healthcare, people make assumptions about your status. They make assumption that because you work here, this must be you, you know? And it's okay for them to make them assumptions, but it's not okay, because you know what? It trickles down into the service that they provide. You know what I'm saying? Because they're taking it from a judgmental standpoint. Why is that important? Why is it important that you know somebody's status when they're working in healthcare? It's important for them to know their status.
Right.
You know, it is important for them to know their status. But people make a lot of assumptions, and that can be stigmatizing. But you have to know your worth, you know? To like you said, you got to know your worth. You got to know what you know and the science behind it. You have to know that, you know, if you take your medication as prescribed, you know that you equals you.
But you get that lab work, and that is my favorite to say, undetectable. Thank you. Thank you. And so on your end, it was God's grace. Those people who left your side, they weren't meant to be there with you.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah, they weren't meant to be on your journey with you. All right, ladies. So as we are wrapping this up, what is one thing you would leave to share with our listeners?
One thing I would leave is it's important to have conversations, to talk about it. If it's not talked about, then it goes out the window. Like, it's important to bring these conversations up and even bring new people in. Even if you don't even know their status, look, I'm going to this group. We talking about HIV and prevention and all that. Come with me.
That part.
So, just bring somebody. Get it out there.
The one thing that I would want people to leave people with is make sure that your provider, your spouse, your boyfriend, your YN, your whatever you want to call them, your boo, they're addressing and caring for you as a whole woman, the entire you. Because we allow people to treat us the way they would treat themselves, right? I don't want people to treat me the way they treat themselves because some people are not kind to themselves. So I want them to treat me better than they treat themselves. And if I'm going to a provider, they're going to treat me better than I treat myself or they treat themselves. And if there is a spouse in my life, which you said something earlier and I wanted to bring into the space about, about being married. I've been married twice. My first husband was easy. It was a no-brainer because we shared our status initially. The second husband was a person that was not living with HIV. And it was really challenging for me, but he was so knowledgeable. And I remember way before we started, the night that was it the night? I don't remember exactly, but I know it was a time when he asked me, and he was intentional about it. He was like, do you know your status? What? And he was 17 years younger than me. I was like, oh, this my husband. This was before we got married because he knew what he wanted. And he knew, and regardless of my status, we still got married.
Because he was there for you and loved all of you.
Yeah, the whole person. It is important for women, regardless, women. Who determines what womanhood is? You. You. The individual determines what their womanhood looks like. Yeah, there are some differences. Why are we focused on that? What is the importance of that?
Yeah.
Where's that going to get us?
Because people can't mind their own damn business. That's
Clock it.
mind their own damn business.
That's the one.
That is, yeah.
You want to know, like, how she trans and she got this get that in it.
Right.
Mind your damn business. You might want to go ask and take some pointers. Like, girl, what you telling these, so I can snatch one of them.
Right. Yeah, so address the whole woman. That's the thing that I would, that would be the takeaway. And I think the producers said, what was the other question?
3 conversations Black women should have.
Oh, initially, no brainer. We need to sit down. We need to determine, we need to come up with something that we all can agree upon. What is womanhood? What is womanhood? So we can walk away all feeling affirmed in our womanhood. What is womanhood? Let's define that. Let's not separate it. Let's not divide it. Let's unify it and walk away with an authentic, we can all walk in our womanhood knowing that, hey, all of us are women regardless. Yeah, and I can't think of the other 2, but that would be, let's define.
That's top notch though, and I love that because based on society, I might not be considered a woman because I ain't cooking and cleaning, washing your clothes. You know what I'm saying? So society might tell me I ain't a woman, and I ain't finna be just
I ain't cooking and
barefoot and pregnant neither.
I don't cook.
So yeah.
I don't know. I guess I got lucky. I ain't got to cook or clean.
See what I'm saying? You did.
Yeah, you did.
I tell my best friend husband that all the time, like, bruh, probably over there slaying, flipping, bruh.
That'd be kicked back and you be cooking, cleaning.
Wait a minute.
You got
My
gold.
husband was a chef and he didn't.
Oh, he ain't at least bring you no food from work then?
I didn't want that. He worked at a hospital.
You ain't lied. You ain't. That's why I like to be put in the hospital right there. I told my doctor, they got nasty food. I can't eat that. So what's your 3 conversations if you 1 or 2?
My first one is to know yourself. It's very important to know exactly who you are not what people think of you, but for you to know who you are. My second one, I don't know. I think just that was my main one. It's just to know yourself, because once I found out who I was, and
Ain't nobody tell you nothing different.
at all.
Yeah. Have you ever heard this term HIV possible? Yeah. Anybody having sex is HIV possible. I heard that at a conference by Dr. Tatiana Moulton. And ever since I heard that, it was like, it makes so much sense. Everybody is HIV possible. Let's have that conversation. And I'm done.
And then you just never know, because I know other people who, some people are still purposefully giving people HIV. And that's sad, the day and time we're living in. I've enjoyed this conversation, sisters. We need to have more of these, maybe with a little brunch and cocktail, because I like food. Yeah, I like food. And them pictures start going with the bottomless mimosas. Yeah. Thank you for sitting here and having this candid conversation with us, beautiful, bold, surviving, thriving Black women. And we'll see you again on This Is Your Moment. Peace.